Afternoon, everybody. So today we are doing Solving Systems Word Problems 2. The objective is going to be students will be able to solve the equations for the systems with at least 75% accuracy on their 8-question assignment. First problem, I told you that we're going to be pulling information out today as well. We are going to be solving it also. So the senior class at high school A and high school B planned separate trips to Yellowstone National Park. The senior class at high school A rented and filled 7 vans, 4 buses with 306 students. High school B rented and filled 1 van, 8 buses with 430 students. Each van and each bus carried the same number of students. How many students can a van carry, and how many students can a bus carry? Okay, so I'm going to start by finding my variables. So my unknowns are how much a van can carry and how much a bus can carry. So I'm going to use those for my variables. Now when we start, I'm going to look at school A. It says 7 vans, 4 buses with a total of 306 students. So 306 is going to be my total. Now, just like we talked about earlier, I have 7 vans, and each van holds V number of students. So I'm going to put a V. Plus 4 buses, and each bus holds B students. So this becomes my first equation. The next one, I'm looking at high school B. It says 430 students with 1 van and 8 buses. So now I have my system of equations. I have both of them. Now I'm going to use elimination to solve. So when I look at these, I need to get my coefficients to be opposites. They're not right now. I have 7 and 1 and 4 and 8. I can, however, multiply this one by -2 to get me opposites. So that's going to be -612 equals -14v minus 8b. Now I'm going to add these two together. These are going to cancel out. This is going to give me -13v, and this is going to be -188. Okay. Now we're going to look at, we need to solve. Sorry, I mean -182. That's my fault. It should have been an 8. So now I need to solve for v. So I'm going to divide by -13, and I get that v is, so you got -182 divided by 13 is going to be 14 students. Okay? So now, just like we did with elimination before, we're going to take v equals 14 and we're going to plug it in. So I'm going to use the second equation, which is 430 equals 1v plus 8b. And I'm going to plug 14 in for v. And now I'm going to solve for b. So that's going to be 14 plus 8b. Subtract 14 to both sides. I get 416 equals 8b. Divide by 8. And I get that b is 416 divided by 8 is going to be 52. Let me rewrite that. Okay, so I got 14 students for vans, 52 students for buses. And I could always check my answer. Use 306 equals 7 times 14 plus 4 times 52. And if I do check my answer, I will see that this works. Okay, so here's my first problem and my answers. Now, this one says when you reverse the digits in a certain two-digit number, you increase its value by 27. Find the number if the sum of its digits is 11. So I have a two-digit number. We're going to call the first one the tens digit and the second one the units digit. Okay? It says find the number if the sum of its digits is 11. So I know that t plus u is 11. For example, if my number was 92, 9 plus 2 is 11. That would be an example. Okay? Now my second equation comes from understanding how tens digit numbers works. Okay, so let's say my number is 28. This is 20 plus 8. And if I break this down, the tens digits are worth 10 times how many tens do I have? I have 2. Plus, my units digit is worth 1 times how many units digits do I have is 8. So now it says that if you reverse the numbers, okay, so I have, instead of tu, I'm going to do 10 times u plus t equals. To write my 10 or my two-digit number, I'm going to write 10t plus u plus, and it says that it increases it by 27. Okay, and I get the 10t plus u from right here. 10t plus, this would be the units digit, u. So now I'm going to simplify the second equation. So I am going to subtract 10t and subtract u to both sides. This is going to give me, and I'm going to go ahead and write, that's going to be 9u minus 9t equals 27. So here's my second equation. My first equation is t plus u equals 11. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite it as u plus t equals 11 in this way that they're in the same order. So now I need to do my manipulation. I'm going to multiply this by 9. And I'm going to get 9u minus 9t equals 27. And I get 9u plus 9t equals 99. Now I have my two equations that I can add together. These will cancel. I'm left with 18u equals 9 and 7 is 16, carry the 1. 9 and 2 is 11, with the 1 is 12, so that's 126. And then I'm going to divide by 18, and I get that u is 126 divided by 18 is going to be 7. So now I have my units digit. And very simply, I'm going to plug it into the easy equation, which is going to be t plus u equals 11. That's going to be t plus 7 equals 11. Subtract 7 to both sides, and I get that t is 4. So now according to what it says that my number then should be the number 47. Okay? And I can always check my answer and plug in 9 times 7 plus 9 times 10, and that should equal, no, I take that back. 9 times 7 minus 9 times 4, and that should equal 27. And that would be an easy way for me to check my answer and find out if it's true. Last but not least, I've got another distance, rate, and time problem for you. So,
Regina Ricketson, your ride
in this
is
problem,
Regina
says a boat
Ricketson,
traveled
your ride
440 miles downstream and back. So again, distance, rate, and time problems, we're going to go ahead and use our box to set up our equations. Makes it a little bit easier, more organized. So I have distance equals rate times time. It says the difference downstream is going to be 440 miles. And we're coming back, so that's going to be upstream, which is also going to be 440 miles. The trip downstream took 11 hours. The trip back took 22 hours. What is the speed of the boat in still water? What is the speed of the current? So this is kind of like earlier. You have the speed of the boat and you have the speed of the current. Downstream would be B plus C. Upstream would be B minus C. Okay? It's B plus C because when you're going downstream, your boat is moving with the current. So you're not only traveling at the speed of the boat, but you're also traveling at the with the speed of the current as well. So you're going to add them together. On the way back, you're going against the current, so you have to subtract them. So this gives me the equations then of 440 equals B plus C times 11, and 440 equals B minus C times 22. Now, I told you earlier that we could do manipulation and we could multiply. We got to simplify and then multiply. But what we could do instead is we could get rid of the multiplying by 11. Right here, by dividing by 11. This will give me 40 equals B plus C. And then if I was to do the same thing here, I would get 20 equals B minus C. So at this point, I already have opposite coefficients. I have plus C and minus C. So I'm going to add these together. B and B is 2B. The C's cancel, and that equals 40, and 20 is 60. I'm going to divide both sides by 2, and I get that B is 30 miles per hour. Now we need to find the speed of the current. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to plug it back into one of my original equations. So let's say 40 equals 30 plus C. Subtract 30 to both sides, and I get that my current is 10 miles per hour. And again, you can check your answer. Plug 10 in for C and 30 in for B, and 30 minus 10 is going to be 20, which would fit our second equation. Okay? I hope this helps a little bit with the word problems. Make sure you write down any questions you have. Make sure you also do your steps. I will offer 10 extra credit points to each class period that has 90% of their students, 95% of their students do the notes this weekend. So make sure if you do your notes that you hit somebody else up and remind them to do theirs. Okay? Other than that, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.